Your NFL Daily is presented by Manscaped, and if you guys are looking for the best male grooming products, Father's Day is right around the corner. Head on over to manscaped.com/chat. What's coming up here on today's show? Deshaun Watson. What's the latest on the star quarterback for Houston? Stephon Gilmore. Could he be on his way to the NFC West? Trey Burton, you remember that name? Is he on his way to the AFC South? And then at the very end of today's bad boy, who is the fastest team in the NFL? That's coming up right now here on NFL Daily. Deshaun Watson, what's the latest going on around him? Obviously, he is still facing multiple lawsuits for women accusing him of sexual assault or misconduct. But the latest is this. The Texans are still open to moving on from their star quarterback. The issue, I guess, for a lot of people out there, including myself, that's kind of like, all right, when's it going to happen? Is he going to get traded? Is he going to actually end up playing for Texas or the Texans? The problem is it's likely not going to happen until the legal issue is resolved. And this could actually carry on and throughout the entire season. I believe the date is February 22nd of 2022 of when the whole legal lawsuit is going to be, figured out. But Texans GM Nick Caserio, he had something interesting to say about what they're trying to do here with Watson. So I'm going to give you guys this quote here, and then we're actually going to look at some fun destinations of where Watson could actually potentially play. I think we're respectful of what's happening, respectful of the process and everybody that's involved. The most important thing is for all of us, the coaches and the players, and myself included, is to focus on the thing we can control. As we get more information, as we get closer to training camp, we'll try to make the best decision for the Houston Texans, whatever that entails. No disrespect to Nick Caserio. No disrespect to any Texans fans out there. I have yet to see this organization be able to do what's best for the Houston Texans. And if he comes back, I'm talking about Deshaun Watson, and he's totally innocent, then you got to do whatever you can to try to keep this guy because he's the face of your franchise. And, these numbers here, they're laughable. And he's, I'll say, the second best quarterback under the age of 26 in the league because he can pass, he can also run, and he's realistically done it with a horrible offensive line. 90 carries last season, 44 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he ran for 31 first downs. This guy can literally do it all. We did our quarterback rankings here at Chat Sports. I had him in the top 5. It's really hard to be able to find that talented of a player at the young age of Deshaun Watson. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen with his legal issues, but the fact that we're still talking about trades and the fact that they're still open to trading him, that's really interesting to me. So what do y'all say? I want you to go down in the comments section right now. And is Watson going to end up playing this upcoming season? I want you to type P for play. Or if you're like, you know what, Mitch? I don't think he's going to play this season. I don't know if the Texans are going to roll with him. Maybe he doesn't even want to go. I want you to go ahead and type S for sit out. My guess is that he is going to end up playing him. Whether that's good or whether that's bad, the one thing that I have learned about the National Football League is this. If you're really good and you're considered one of the better teams or better players in the league, the NFL is going to cut corners for you. They're going to figure out a way for you to get out on the field. And if you want to talk about making money, Deshaun Watson makes the NFL more money. I kind of hate that that's the route I'm going, but you know what? That's the route I am going to ultimately end up going here. So yes, I do think Deshaun Watson does end up playing. The other question is this. Where will Watson play his next game? Is it going to be with the Houston Texans? Or could it be with an entirely different team? We have literally made a video here on this channel about the 31 teams most likely to get Deshaun Watson. Because if he's free, I guess I'll say, or if he's innocent, there are going to be a lot of teams interested. So for what I wanted to be able to do for y'all is give you my top 4 destinations for Watson this upcoming season, just because I haven't done it in a while. He's either going to end up playing for the Houston Texans, the Denver Broncos, the Las Vegas Raiders, or the Miami Dolphins. The reason why I went with these 4 teams, first one's obvious, he's already there. The Denver Broncos, they're linked to all different kinds of quarterbacks, and if he's really trying to win, that team might actually give him the best chance to do so. The Las Vegas Raiders, really curious to see what happens there with Derek Carr, since he said he would never play for another team. And then the Miami Dolphins, especially after Tua just threw 5 interceptions. And then Jacoby Brissett, their backup, also went ahead and threw 2. Now, if you guys love Chat Sports, if you love free videos, if you're looking for everyday videos around the NFL, we got you covered here at Chat Sports. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that big red button underneath this video and subscribe. If you are already a loyal subber, then what I want you to do is take that link, youtube.com/chatsportstv, and send it to a friend. So what we've been trying to do here is tell people, like, hey, we appreciate people that have their notifications turned on. We're always telling people, turn on your noties. That way you don't miss a thing, right? It literally looks like the bell underneath this video. So what I want you to do is get out your iPhone, get out your Android, get out your cell phone, and go to your settings app. It literally looks like the gear over there. Scroll on down, tap YouTube, tap notifications, then turn on allow notifications. Why do you want to do that? So when we release a video, you get a message right there on your phone. It pops up like a text message. Plus, I also told people that I'd give some love to the guys that are always in the comments first. Andrew Gonzalez, you want to talk about an MVP performance in our last 5 videos. Here are the 2 people that have commented first. So basically, if you turn your noties on, you comment first on one of our videos, we're going to start going out there and giving you some love. Latest news and rumors around the Arizona Cardinals involves star cornerback of the New England Patriots, Stephon Gilmore. Gilmore didn't report to minicamp on Monday, and a lot of people started to panic. Why? Not only are there multiple trade rumors around him, not only is he entering the final year of his contract, but is he going to actually play for the Patriots? There's been multiple articles out there from Pro Football Talk saying, like, hey, the Cardinals should go out and trade for him. This team should go out and get him. I really don't know at this point if Gilmore is going to end up playing with the Patriots. But what I do know is this. Arizona needs a corner. And DeAndre Hopkins this offseason has done an elite job of being able to recruit players, and he's already starting to recruit Stephon Gilmore this offseason. So there's no doubt that Gilmore's a very talented player, coming off a little bit of a bumpy year with the 37 tackles, 1 interception, 3 pass breakups, but that was because of a groin injury, or a thigh injury, if you will. But back in 2019, he was Defensive Player of the Year. And I love when players do this kind of stuff because if I was an NFL player, I'd be tweeting out the eye emojis, I'd be posting stuff on my Instagram. And Hopkins, he went on Instagram today, and he posted this picture of him with Gilmore. And if it's a little bit difficult to read, I'll try to read it out for you. Best corner in the game from South Carolina. Let him know it's all love, Red Sea. So he's telling people, especially Cardinals fans, to go give Stephon Gilmore a little bit of love. The last time he tried to recruit a big-name player, I guess it was Julio Jones. That one didn't work out. But he did end up getting J.J. Watt over to this route. Maybe he can only get defensive players. Bottom line is this. Arizona has been super aggressive this entire offseason. And if you want to try to keep your fan base happy, if you want to try to keep DeAndre Hopkins happy, who knows? Maybe you go out and get somebody like Stephon Gilmore. So what do we do here at Chat Sports? We ask questions. And I want everyone down in those comments, because we're always looking, because that's how we make a living around here. I am genuinely curious of what you guys have to say. So should Arizona go out and trade for Gilmore, I want you to type 1 for yes, or I want you to type 0 for no. If you're Arizona and you have the opportunity to go out and get Stephon Gilmore, man, I'm typing my 1 for yes, because not only is it Arizona's biggest need, this is up there with one of the toughest divisions in the league, and you have to figure out ways to continue to get better and better. Plus, you lost Patrick Peterson, and they still have some good players. I like the pickup of Malcolm Butler, expecting a lot more from Byron Murphy. And Alford, we'll see what happens with him, Robert Alford, but you can't deny this, right? I mean, I'm just going to push it because I'm so excited. This is what the Cardinals' cornerback depth chart would look like with Stephon Gilmore. You have Malcolm Butler on the left side. You keep Gilmore there on your right side cornerback. You throw Byron Murphy in the nickel where he's supposed to be. Sure, you have Darquez Denard in there as well. You have some extra depth pieces. But, the Cardinals lost Patrick Peterson. Here's a very good replacement. And if Gilmore's healthy, I might even go on to say that Gilmore might be an upgrade over Peterson at this point in their careers. Sure, 2020 wasn't the year he was hoping to have. But 2019, 2018, probably the best cornerback in the National Football League. And if he can go to Arizona, he's going to be able to help out this team a whole bunch. Father's Day is on Sunday. Father's Day is on Sunday. Father's Day is on Sunday. You see where I'm going with this? Wake up, because if you didn't get your dad anything, who knows? He might cut off your YouTube channel, and we don't want that to happen. So what I want you to do is go to manscaped.com, and you can use promo code CHAT. If you use promo code CHAT, you're going to be able to save 20% off and get free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. The perfect package, the reason why it's called that is simple. If you use the ball deodorant, if you use the ball toner, if you use the Lawnmower 4.0, which, yes, is now included in the perfect package, it's going to look perfect. Usually, this thing is $109.99. We're going to cut those prices down, and we're going to make it $87.99. You see how quick and fluid and moving I am? The reason is I got no hair from my chin down. True story. Manscaped.com, promo code CHAT, 20% off and free shipping. It's going to be in the comments. It's going to be in the description. And who knows, if you're trying to be a dad, I talked to this guy named Tom Down. He was trying to have a kid for 3 years, started using Manscaped. Now he's going to be a parent in November. All I'm saying, it works. Trey Burton to the Tennessee Titans. We're coming at you here. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports with the latest rumors around Tennessee. So they've been linked to several tight ends. Like, I'm talking so many tight ends this Tennessee team has been. I mean, it's the truth, right? Zach Ertz, free agents, blah, 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 blah. Fanside goes out and says, if we're going to go out and sign a tight end, it needs to be Trey Burton. And I was like, all right, I can kind of get on board for that, because when I look at all the free agent tight ends out there, I mean, you got Tyler Eifert, you have, Delaney Walker's still out there, I believe. But then Trey Burton. Trey Burton is the number one free agent tight end. And if you're sitting here thinking, all right, this is probably one of my bigger needs, maybe you go out and you make the move. He's only 29 years old. He's a good, reliable receiver. He's also a solid route runner. Sure, over the last few years, he has struggled to stay healthy a little bit, but if Tennessee needs a pass-catching tight end, then Burton is probably a pretty solid option. 2020 last season with the Indianapolis Colts with Phillip Rivers, didn't have the best year I think he personally and even Indianapolis was hoping for, but they also had this guy named Jack Doyle who has been in the offense a little bit more familiar, and Phillip Rivers leaned to him. 28 catches, 250 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2019 was a disaster, but that was more due to injuries. But I saw Burton play in 2018, and even back in 2017 with the Eagles, he was a big contributor, maybe not a big contributor, a sleeper contributor, if that makes sense, on that Super Bowl caliber team. Sure, Zach Ertz was the star, but any Eagles fan out there would tell you, Burton could run routes, and he was a damn good pass-catching tight end. 2018 had an okay year, probably his best year, but if you're sitting here saying, all right, he's under 30 years old, do you roll the dice? Do you end up going after him? What I want you to do, if you're a Titans fan, if you're an NFL fan, go down in the comments and let me know. I want you to type Y for yes, or I want you to type N for no. If you were Tennessee, what would you end up doing? Yes or no for signing Trey Burton? If you need a pass catcher, yes, you go ahead and do it, because at this point in the offseason, especially if him coming off a little bit of a down year, 1 year under $2 million, why not go ahead and do it? Because if there is one thing that Tennessee's missing from their tight end room, it's a legit pass catcher. No disrespect to Anthony Firkser, and if you want to talk about a last name that almost gets me to drop the F-bomb every time, it's definitely Anthony. But again, Swaim, he's more of a blocker. Pinky as well, more of a blocker. But if you are looking for a pass-catching tight end, and the reason why I'm going to go ahead and say this is because I really think that they are, and they're having a fun little visit here with his name is Hasahn French. Now, I don't speak French, but Sam, the producer, he does, and they are giving him a tryout. If you have no idea who this guy is or where can I find football highlights of him, you're not going to be able to. So he used to play college basketball, and they're giving him a tryout at tight end. Now, usually you hear basketball, you're like, all right, Jimmy Graham, like Antonio Gonzalez, even Antonio Gates. You hear a lot of these names out there that they used to happen, right? The issue is also this. It doesn't always work out, but I will give Tennessee some credit. They've been very adventurous in bringing in players. Last week, they signed offensive lineman who used to be a college wrestler, Kuhn. It was a pretty interesting move. But this is one of those moves where he's never played college football. He's just 6'7", 240 pounds, a good athlete out of St. Louis. That's just one of those moves where if you can go ahead and do it, maybe you do end up needing a pass-catching tight end. And no disrespect to French, probably would rather just rock and roll with somebody like Trey Burton. If you guys are staying up to date on the NFL news and rumors, you can always hit me up on Instagram at MitchellRentz365 if you have any questions whatsoever about what you saw on today's show. If you want to make fun of me for mispronouncing St. Louis, then please go ahead and do it at MitchellRentz365. Washington football news and rumors coming at you here. Dan Orlovsky has been the ultimate hype man for the football team. Earlier in the week, he was like, man, this could be a top 4 team in the NFL, or I guess I should say in the NFC. This week, he goes on to say that Washington might be the fastest offense in the National Football League. And I'm like, okay, I can try to wrap my head around this. I mean, I love this defense. This is one of the most underappreciated, one of the best defenses in the entire league. But if the offense is ready to take that next step, I might get on board here with Orlovsky and say this could be one of the more sleeper teams in the league. So here's what he had to go on to say about the Washington football team's speed. I think this offense is going to be predicated on a ton of speed. It might be the fastest offense in the NFL. We're talking Terry McLaurin on the outside. Then they got Curtis Samuel in free agency. McLaurin is becoming one of the best receivers in the NFL, not just one of the best young ones. Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to have a ton of weapons to throw to. Dyami Brown, who, again, they drafted out of North Carolina as a huge selection. And then Antonio Gibson at tailback. Those are four guys that have absolute gas offensively. And I totally agree. Those are very fast players. But you're only naming four dudes. So what I'm curious about is, out of all the teams in the NFL, which one do you think is the fastest? Producer Sam and I, we had a fun little bet here. We're like, I bet most people are going to end up putting in the Chiefs simply because of Tyreek Hill, but maybe you'll surprise us. Maybe you don't go that route. I want you to let me know down in the comments the fastest team in the NFL. In terms of the four players that Dan Orlovsky mentioned, I mean, he's 100% right. Terry McLaurin, since he's come out of Ohio State, has been a great route runner and has worked with horrible quarterback play. Can't wait to see what he ends up doing with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Curtis Samuel was probably the top receiver in terms of sleeper wide receivers that I thought a team should go out and get. Dyami Brown, big, outside, very athletic. Curious how he works as a wide receiver 3. And then Antonio Gibson, again, a very explosive running back. I've really liked him since his days in college. And I'm even going to give some love to Logan Thomas, their tight end, who's coming off a career year, no doubt about that. So the fact that Dan Orlovsky thought that Washington was the fastest team in the NFL, it got me excited here, right? I mean, I know it's only the middle of June, but man, I want to watch some football. And I got a lot of family members that are big-time Washington fans. I got a lot of family from Philadelphia Eagles fans. I got this guy that I sit close to at work. He's kind of annoying. He's a Giants fan. And then Tom's obviously a Cowboys fan. So anytime I have the opportunity to put something like this on screen, dude, I'm 100% going to do it. Who's going to end up winning the NFC East, if you want to call it the NFC least? Honestly, man, I don't really blame you. I want you to type C for the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe you're going to go with G with the New York Giants. If you want to go with E with the Philadelphia Eagles, or if you're going to go with the Washington football team, I want you to go ahead and type W.